is poker. Let's go up with Courtney and see what JC's got to say. Courtney.
All right, guys, thanks. JC, that was such a bad beat. I don't even know what to say right now.
Well, I don't either. I mean, I thought I had it for sure. I mean, but you never know. In this game, it ain't over until the river hits.
Do you feel like aces sometimes are more bad luck than good luck?
No, not really. I mean, I've done well with aces, so, I mean, I'll take them every hand, you know.
You know, we all know when you play poker, you take bad beats, you suffer some pain, but as long as J.C. Tran lives, I doubt he'll ever take a beat worse than that one, where literally it could have cost him $2 million in real money.
Let's get back to the table now. Daniel Quach first to act, and he's picked up a wired pair of eights here.
Well, just a good hand in a four-handed poker game.
600.
He's going to raise it, makes it $600,000 to go.
Into Steve Simmons with the button. He's picked up a wired pair of sevens himself.
He's only had one other hand at this final table when he had two queens against Nemo's two jacks and won a nice pot. Now he's got a pair of sevens. He's up against two eights, but he doesn't know it, Vince. Oh, what a laydown by Steve Simmons there.
That is the laydown of the week. Wu out.
Well, now around to Alan Gehring, and now he's picked up ace-queen in the big blind. Now, many players would just come over the top with ace-queen in this spot. Alan Gehring opting to see a flop first. Nearly $1.4 million in the pot, and here it comes. Flop is 6-4-4. Alan checks. So this is a nice flop for Daniel, and then once again he has the overpair, pair higher than the three cards on the board.
800.
Well, he's going to bet 800,000 with the two eights. Without a blink of an eye, Alan Gehring is calling him with just the ace-queen.
Unflinching here, Mike. We saw this earlier. Protects those high cards.
Nearly $3 million in this pot.
Here we go with the turn. It's a three of spades. Alan checks.
All in.
And look at this. Daniel's going all in after Alan checked.
Oh, he is taking the play away from Alan.
Well, Alan's looking back. He'd like to draw with this flush for nothing, but instead he's going to have to put all his chips in there to draw to this hand. Can he stand the heat? No, he cannot. So Daniel Quach is going to win this pot.
Doesn't bluff. I can't show you. You'll see on TV. It's not bluff. Guaranteed.
I believe for another 600,000 or 800,000, Alan Gehring might have made that call. Look at this, Vince. The Wonder Cam shows a spade would have come up. Alan Gehring would have won that pot with a flush.
So what a play by Daniel to squeeze him out of this hand.
Wow.
Well, Mike, to make it this far in a WPT tournament, you have to know when to make a move and when to lay low. It's all about bringing your best game to the table.
And if you're one of the many players who feels they need help in whipping their game into shape, then it might be time to sign up for a poker boot camp, just like our own Courtney Friel did in this week's WPT Academy.
So you know when to hold them, but are you sure you know when to fold them? To succeed at tournament poker, you need an arsenal of tricks, the kind you develop at a poker boot camp.
What's the object of poker? The object of poker is to make correct decisions. And it's going to determine if you're going to be a winning player or a losing player. And if you make enough correct decisions, you will be a winning poker player.
At boot camp, it's really a no-holds-barred attitude. I learned about strategies and psychologies I never imagined existed.
And they want to play any ace in any position, or they want to play any two cards that are suited. It will be better for you and more profitable in the long run for you to lay down some of those hands.
You could sit at home and read a poker book, but nothing beats getting tips directly from the pros.
One of the instructors sits at each table and actually watches the players play. And then when they're done with the hand, they can step away from the table and the instructor can say, look, this is what happened here, this is what you did right, this is what you did wrong. A razor, a call.
If there's one thing I've learned, confidence is the name of the game.
I think that I have more knowledge of Texas Hold'em than anybody else in the world. And so I'm going to give you great information. When you do the steeple, they always have the hand unless they're licking around the mouth. And that's some great stuff. I have fun when I'm up there telling my old war stories, you know, and that's what we do at Camp Helmuth.
Right on.
Since boot camp, I've cashed in 3 events, and I've got a shot at winning the millions.
Dynamic action here from the Commerce Casino, and the antes and blinds are going up. $30,000 antes. The blinds are whopping $150,000 and $300,000. And the action is going to be on the chip leader Daniel. This time he's got King 9.
Well, not going to risk any chips here. Lays the hand down.
And then on the button, Steve Simmons. He has Jack 10.
I'm all in.
He says all in.
He didn't play 2 sevens the previous hand. This hand, he's going all in with Jack high.
Wu folds a King 10 very quickly. Now Alan Gehring in the big blind.
Bring in the two.
He's got King Jack of hearts.
That raise is far more than half of Alan Gehring's stack size. Be a very tough call for Alan to make, in my opinion, here.
Well, Alan's going to make the Bill Murray look-alike here. Sweat it out. Look at him stare him down. Trying to get a read on his man.
Well, Vince, notice that Steve's staring right back at him, trying to look strong. And in poker, when you try to look strong, usually you're weak. When you look weak, usually you're strong. Will Alan Gehring pick up on it?
Steve is just praying for a laydown. Please go away.
He's doing it, Vince. He is going to make this call. Can you believe it?
No,
what a call by Alan Gehring.
Steven cannot believe it.
Well, he is not going to like it at all.
Steve is just shaking his head, going to the sideline, saying, I can't believe this guy is calling me. I'm the tight player at the table. You were supposed to respect me, damn it.
Just put a king out there and let's all move up the money.
Well, Alan Gehring, a 3-1 favorite to win this pot.
I don't want to tell you the bad part, too.
What's that?
I folded a king also. I had King 10.
Now look at the crew. Wu's over there chatting him up.
Well, look at them. They're on Alan's side right now because they move up $250,000 of real money if his hand holds up and they bust Steve out of here. So, yes, they're rooting for Alan. Make no bones about it. Well, right now, Steve Simmons standing alone. He's got to get lucky. He's not going to do it there. It's come 5-4-3. He's got to catch a 10 to win this pot now. And remember, we saw Michael Wu throw a 10 away.
Look at this. Like Manny Mo and Jack over there.
Well, the 6 R's comes out. Now, Steve jumps back up.
That's not bad.
He knows that's a good card for him. It gives him 8 more outs where he can stay alive in this tournament. They would split the pot if a deuce or a 7 come up. And believe me, Steve Simmons will be jumping through hula hoops right now to split this pot.
Well, this is a guy that got in this tournament through $1,000 satellite. The dream of $2.4 million all coming down. This card, here it is.
Well, it's a queen.
It's over for him.
So the King Jack of Alan Gehring going to hold up. Steve Simmons out in 4th place.
He'll pick up $338,000.
But still, he's wondering, how could Alan Gehring make that call on me? And you just have to wonder, during that stare down or something else Steve did Alan Gehring pick up a tell on him, Vince? Could he read him that well? Is Alan Gehring that good to make that call in that spot?
We are down to 3 players. Stay tuned. We're coming right back for more on the World Poker Tour.
This may be difficult for me, but go ahead. Michael Wu. I don't know anything about Michael Wu. I don't know anything about Daniel Quad. You're laughing about it. It's not a laughing matter.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're seeing it all tonight. Great excitement, great drama, and certainly great drawouts, Vince, and for big money.
Well, it is true pain and loathing in Los Angeles here tonight. And we are down to 3 players. Action is going to be on Michael Wu.
Call.
This time's King 9 of clubs. Just going to call it.
Well, he limps in on the button with King 9 of clubs.
Alan Gehring saying, I'm going to call. He has 10-7.
Daniel Quach with the Queen 4 offsuit. He says, okay, give us a flop. So we have 3-way action here. Here comes the flop. The flop is Queen 9-3. Daniel's flop top pair. Michael's flop second pair. Alan checks.
Daniel Quach quickly checking the top pair into Michael here.
600.
Well, they both check to Michael Wu. He's going to bet 600,000. And he's going to figure 2 9s are good when they both check to him, Vince.
Alan quickly folding his hand.
All in.
And what is this? Daniel coming over the top with the queens.
Well, what a nice play by Daniel here. Just in case his opponent's on a flush draw or a straight draw, he's going to make him pay. And if indeed he's got a pair of 9s or some other pair, he's going to make him pay again to outdraw him here.
You got Dan? You got something? You got something?
For sure.
Huh?
For sure.
I got something.
Well, and he really meant it too.
Can you trust anybody at the poker table?
Can you show me?
Will I show you? You're gonna see it somehow.
Michael's two children at home saying, Dad, throw that hand away. Don't do it. Well, he does lay it down, and a good lay down there by Michael Wu.
And look at this. The gentleman friend shows him the queen. And what was interesting, Daniel said, I have a big hand. I'll show you.
Well, Vince, in poker rules, you're allowed to say generic things like I have a good hand or be careful and this kind. But if you tell them your exact hand, you can get a penalty invoked on you. You're allowed to lie about your hand. You can't tell the truth. That's how weird the rules are.
All right, action on Michael Wu. With the button, this time looks at a wired pair of fives.
$1 million.
Well, he's going to bet $1 million on the two fives.
Hefty little raise. Alan Gehring with 6-3 goes out.
Around to Daniel Quach. He looks at King Queen. He's in the big blind. It's going to cost him another $700,000 to call here. He knows Michael Wu's a very solid player. Hasn't made many moves here, if any, tonight.
All in.
Oh, he's gone all in.
He takes the option to move in.
Going to put the pressure on the local Michael Wu.
Well, putting pressure on him is putting it mildly, Vince. A big decision right here for Michael Wu. But that's with so much money in the pot. I'll be surprised if he lays it down.
And look at this. The hands are over his head.
Does look like he's praying to the poker gods right now. Come on, just one time, help me make the right decision here.
I call.
He is going to call.
Well, he's going for it. And win or lose, he's made the right call here, Vince.
Yeah, he's got to be proud of that as he walks away to see his wife, Connie.
Literally a $1.6 million difference between the guy who goes out next and the guy who wins this tournament.
And Wu is ever so slight favorite to win this at this point. He'd become the chip leader if his five should hold up. Here come the first three.
Oh, it's come ace, ace, queen, and Daniel gives it the fifth and a high five to his fans. He is out front, and Michael Wu knows he's in dire straits right now. He's going to have to catch a five on the turn of the river to win this pot.
Boo-hoo for Michael Wu. This is brutal. But two more cards to come.
Well, he doesn't want to see an ace or a queen, or he'll be drawing dead on the river.
Here's the turn card. It's a 10 of spade.
Daniel Quach, you just got to dodge a five. That's it. But remember, a five is the magic card that Alan Gehring caught to stay alive in this tournament. Could we see a five on the river again for a guy to stay alive?
Here we go. This is fun to watch. Here we go.
Nope, it's a three.
Yeah.
So Daniel Quach is going to win the pot, and the local guy, Michael Wu, is going to be out in third place. But Vince, a pretty good parlay for a guy who won a satellite to get in this tournament. Michael will be taking home $571,315. In the meantime, it's hugs all around for Daniel Quach. He is the chip leader, playing heads up for this title.
The Commerce Cuties coming out with the cash.
Well, as is the custom on the World Poker Tour, we get down to heads-up play. We have our money presentation.
Just ridiculous, silly money being laid out on the platters onto the felt. And if you look at that cash, actually each one of those stacks represents one of the losing players from this tournament. Not exactly.
Well, in reality, it's about $3.5 million on the table. That's what these two guys are going to be dividing up. The winner's going to become a multi-millionaire. The runner-up, a millionaire.
And our very own Courtney Friel coming out with the WPT poker chips.
There you see Tim Gustin, casino manager here at the Commerce Casino, breaking out that beautiful Remington trophy. Who's going to get bucked off in this heads-up match?
Stay tuned. We're coming right back for more on the World Poker Tour.
So here we go. This heads-up battle about to begin.